Hey, what's up? This is Gary A. Swaby of the Koalition.com, and I'm here today to talk about what we want from Dragon Ball Super. Now, Dragon Ball Super is, of course, the new Dragon Ball TV series that's going to debut this July in Japan. And, of course, Akira Toriyama is behind it, which is great because, Dragon Ball GT, he wasn't actually behind that. He did some of the concept sketches for, Super Saiyan 4 and stuff, but, he wasn't really the driving force behind that show. So, of course, fans are excited now because Toriyama is actually going to be involved in this new Dragon Ball Super series. So, some of the things that we want from the show are as follows. Firstly, what I want is stronger supporting characters. Now, Piccolo is actually one of my favorite characters, and by the end of the Dragon Ball Z series, Piccolo is very underpowered compared to the other guys. He was probably at his strongest when, he fused with Kami and everything, but, because of the rising power levels of the numerous villains, he kinda took a back burner a little bit, towards the end of the show. But I would like to see characters like Piccolo and Gohan and Goten and Trunks, be used a lot more. And not just those guys. I'd like to see people like Yamcha and Tien as well. I'd like to see them participating in combat. And of course Krillin. But, by the end of the show, he looks kind of old, especially in Dragon Ball GT. He looks really old in that show, but thank God Dragon Ball GT isn't actually canon anymore, so we don't have to worry about that. Also, I would like them to throw Vegeta a bone, because, Vegeta is always coming up in second place next to Goku, and we don't want that anymore. I'm a huge Vegeta fan. He's definitely one of the best characters in the show, period. And he goes through a hell of a journey throughout the whole Dragon Ball Z series. So I would like to see Vegeta actually defeat some enemies, major enemies I'm talking. Because, I think the only real villain that he destroys in Dragon Ball Z is Android 19. That's not even something to brag about right there. So, yeah, you guys gotta throw Vegeta a bone, man. For us Vegeta fans. Toriyama actually came out and said that he didn't like Vegeta's character at all. But, he knows that everyone else likes him. And also, Vegeta is important to the Dragon Ball Z lore. Because, a lot of stuff revolves around Vegeta. The Frieza saga and everything. So, he's an essential character. And that's why he kept him around for so long. Other things I would like to see, Beerus and Whis. Now, if you've seen Dragon Ball Z Battle of the Gods, you'll know who I'm talking about. Beerus is the god of destruction, and Whis is he's actually his mentor. He looks like an assistant in the movie, but it's actually revealed that he's Beerus's mentor. And I don't want to spoil the next film, which is Resurrection F, but basically it's revealed that we don't know what Whis is. We don't know what kind of entity he is, whether he's a god or whatever. We don't know. So we have a lot to find out about Whis, and I feel like the Dragon Ball Super TV show can fill in a lot of those blanks, and we can get to find out what Whis actually is. So that would be cool. Also, I would like villains with motives. Now, to me, Frieza was the best Dragon Ball Z villain. And that's simply because, he actually had a motivation. He wanted to dominate the universe. With Cell's biggest motive was perfection. He wanted to be his perfect self. So, he set on a mission to consume the androids and become Perfect Cell. And then when he became Perfect Cell, he was kind of passive. All he really wanted to do was fight in a tournament to test his new power. That's not very scary. That's not very menacing. It's just, whatever, let's fight. That's it. And with Majin Buu, Majin Buu, he had no logic at all. Like, all he knew was destruction. That was it. He had no logic. He just wanted to destroy stuff. That's it. And he really more wanted to have fun. You know, he had fun. He found fun in destroying stuff. But that was it. He wasn't intelligent at all. But Frieza, you know, Frieza actually had a plan. He wanted to get the Dragon Balls, become indestructible, and rule the universe. Like, even though it's kind of cliche, I mean, that's a motive, it's a plan. And we haven't really seen a Dragon Ball Z villain with a plan like that. So, in this new series, that's one of the biggest things that I want to see. You know, I want to see villains that have motives beyond just destroying everything for no reason. Because otherwise, it's just going to be a repeat of what we already know. And the final thing that I would like to see in Dragon Ball Super is the transformations need to be brought under control. Now, by the end of Dragon Ball Z, we had Super Saiyan, Ascended Super Saiyan, and Super Saiyan 3. I feel like this whole Super Saiyan thing got out of control after Trunks. You know, when we first see Trunks, it was cool that, you know, he was essentially the second Saiyan that we saw as a Super Saiyan in the show. But, you know, he's from the future, so he's not technically the second Super Saiyan, but, you know, he's the second one that we see. But then, you know, it felt like after that, damn near everyone was becoming a Super Saiyan. Now, Vegeta is understandable because he fought for years. Like, you know, that was his biggest goal. As soon as he saw Goku turn Super Saiyan, you know, that epic fight with him and Frieza when he turned Super Saiyan, you know, and I mean, Vegeta was brought back to life, and that's how he got to see Goku as a Super Saiyan. You know, since then, he's wanted to become a Super Saiyan, so he trained hard to achieve that. So fair enough, Vegeta deserves to be a Super Saiyan. But then we saw Gohan become a Super Saiyan. Now I get that he had to become a Super Saiyan to defeat Cell, but you know, that at that point, that's when it got kind of like, man, this is weird, because, you know, when Goku first turned Super Saiyan, it was presented to us that, you know, this was something that was hard to accomplish, but then Gohan achieves it. And another thing is, I mean, you're not even supposed to be able to handle that much power in such a small body. So, you know, it kind of didn't make sense at that point. And then we saw Goten and Trunks when they were young, they turned Super Saiyan. And then Gotenks turned Super Saiyan 3. So, you know, it kind of got out of control a little bit and it lost its appeal. If we go on to GT, which is no longer canon anyway, you saw Super Saiyan 4. And, you know, in the movies now, we have Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. Sounds really, really complicated, but yeah, that's an actual power level. They need to bring it under control. I want them to just have 3 basic transformations. That's Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan God, and this new Super Saiyan God 2. I'm just going to call it Super Saiyan God 2, because however they put it, it sounds too awkward to say it. So yeah, those are the things that I want from Dragon Ball Super. You guys let us know what you want. Don't forget to check out thekoalition.com for, you know, all kinds of articles. We cover games, pop culture, anime, love hip hop, of course. So be sure to check out the site, guys. And definitely look out for more videos. Peace.